Saturday night main event hot takes, where I take your thoughts, your opinions, your hot takes from the previous episode of, well, Saturday night's main event, Raw, Smackdown, and I'll do Evolution. A lot of hot takes. Woo, lot of hot takes. Am I doing too many hot takes? If you don't want to see this many hot takes on the channel, let me know. But let's get into this, because hopefully this is the last time I ever have to talk Bill Goldberg again. Travis Sharp, WWE, the pure disrespect to Goldberg. This is not WWE anymore. It's a ripoff company. I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about, the pure disrespect to Goldberg. I think that they had, Gunther and Goldberg actually had a pretty decent match comparative to Goldberg's entire career. But if you're talking about what a lot of people are talking about, Goldberg was giving his retirement speech, thank you everybody, and basically it got cut off. And I would say that I don't want to make excuses for WWE, but with Seth Rollins being injured, everything was I bet the timing of everything was thrown off, and it was on NBC. So NBC, they don't care about Goldberg's retirement speech. They have a program at 8 p.m. Now, if this had been on Netflix and they cut it off, I would say that would be very disrespectful. But because it was NBC and WWE literally has no control over that network, they really couldn't do nothing about it. So if we were just talking disrespect in regards to the speech, that one's out of WWE's hand. Chad Isaac says, I'll take it. Gunther won. Yes, I'll take it. Thought Gunther was going to lose a couple times. I was impressed that Goldberg had one jackhammer left in him. I didn't think he'd be able to do it. I was scared. But yeah, you know what? Even a choke out, whatever. Gunther won. All is right in the world again. The world is healing. Frank Oakley III, hot take after seeing Jelly Roll take the Claymore. I think with decent training, he can have a Bad Bunny level match. And wrestling is healing now that Goldberg lost. Huh, Chop? There you go. Yep, right, exactly. We think alike. The world is healing. Wrestling is healing. I don't think Jelly Roll can get up to Bad Bunny standards, but I think Bad Bunny standards are pretty high. If Bad Bunny can wrestle at a 7, if Jelly Roll can somehow find a way to wrestle at a 5 or a 6, I think I'll be impressed, because I just don't think he has it in him. Prove me wrong, Jelly Roll. Prove me wrong. I hope I'm proven wrong, because it doesn't help me. It doesn't make me happy to see someone fail and to see bad product on WWE TV. It helps nobody. So I hope I'm wrong, but yes, Goldberg lost, and all is right in the world. Gunther versus Goldberg wasn't a bad match. I agree. Honestly, I'm shocked. I'm convinced now that Gunther can get a good match out of anybody. Literally, Goldberg would be my standard for bad wrestler, and Gunther got a decent match out of him when you take everything into consideration. Squared Circle Scholar, the Goldberg versus Gunther match was way better than I thought it was going to be. It was way better. For real, never saw Goldberg wrestle that long before, and let's be honest, with Seth Rollins getting injured, they had to do stuff on the fly, meaning they probably extended the match, and Goldberg's not really been known for his ability to work on the fly. So, believe it or not, I will say kudos for Goldberg for being able to, on the fly, change his match, make it longer, and and actually even going out on your back. The time-honored tradition of losing on your way out, I will give Goldberg props for that. Even if I don't like someone, I can still give some flowers out. So I'm not giving a whole bouquet to Goldberg. No way. I don't like you that much, dude. You can have, here's one flower. I'm going to take 3 petals off, and here you go, Goldberg. Those are your flowers. Those are the only flowers you get from me. You extended your match, and you went out on your back. So there you go. Have at it. Put those in water. We got Martin. He says Seth getting injured is terrible, especially if it's a long-term injury. However, it could possibly elevate the faction story to have Braun take over, a new member added, and then whenever Seth gets back, it's a Braun versus Seth power dynamic. Yes. So Seth Rollins looks to be legit injured, and across the board, everybody is saying that this sucks. Get well soon, Seth freaking Rollins. And I might actually even do a standalone video on the implications of Seth's injury, because something like this hasn't happened since the day one pay-per-view where Roman Reigns got sick, and that led to a domino effect of basically the tribal chief having the longest reign, well, the fourth longest reign ever. So I might do a standalone video, but just like then when it sucked that Roman got sick, eventually some positives came from it. I didn't like that Big E had to lose his title, but here now, Seth Rollins is injured, and maybe some positives can come from it, because this can really change the course of the storyline. And who knows, Braun Breaker now steps up into the leadership role, and now the future is the present. I don't know. It's enticing. I mean, I wish it wouldn't have happened this way. There's no part of me that's like, oh, thank God this happened this way, so now Braun can take over. No, the human being will always trump the storylines of WWE. So I'm very, very sad that Seth Rollins got hurt. The guy, I think he loves the company more than anybody in WWE right now. And just sucks. It just sucks. And you could tell, if you look at LA Knight, you can even tell his frustration too, because this could possibly derail LA Knight's push as well. Because if that feud was supposed to keep going, I don't know. There's a lot of dominoes that are falling now because of this tragic event. Tis Mickey, man, Seth getting injured broke my heart, but maybe this will teach WWE to stop already giving established veterans accolades they don't need. If the Money in the Bank briefcase was on Braun Breaker or someone like that, we wouldn't have to worry about its future. We can always say that anybody can get injured at any time, but I think I understand your overall point here. Zoo Lake Forest, hot take: Rollins is a heel with a security and an oracle that can see into the future. I don't think he needed any flashy moves to win this match. No, he did not. He did not need any flashy moves. I wish he would tone it back. But Seth Rollins is kind of like Daniel Bryan in that no matter how many injuries he's ever had, he's always going to push. Whether it's in front of 50 people or 50,000 people, he's always going to push because he has that much love for the game. Jay Levi now says, that's it, I'm done. I'm really tired. I've tried to be patient with WWE, but the repetitive booking is ruining the WWE product. And how is it that every month injuries have happened and the year is only halfway done? Let me answer you that real quick. Why injuries keep happening, I honestly believe it's because that TKO has taken away the house show. I did not realize this, but the house shows, I believe, are crucial for the WWE stars to practice and hone their craft. And now that they no longer exist because they cost too much money, I think TKO has really shot themselves in the foot and is hurting their wrestlers by not letting them practice. This was like, we need to get back to the house shows. The house shows need to come back if we're to keep the wrestlers safe. I don't know if everybody agrees with that statement, but think about it. There's no more practice anywhere. Can you imagine if football players just showed up on Sunday to play and they didn't practice throughout the week? It's like, yeah, the house shows were practice that allowed people to get paid even. So even if they were losing money, as long as it wasn't like a crazy amount, then it's probably they should have looked at it as an investment, the house shows. Pool School says this event was garbage, straight garbage compared to All In, AEW's All In. Well, it's a little unfair to compare them to each other because It's like, one's All In was their WrestleMania, and this was a Saturday night's main event. So if you want to just say this Saturday main event was too safe, too predictable, that's one thing, but to compare it to like a WrestleMania, I don't know. I think that's a little unfair. Alfonso Passion. I don't know why we couldn't just have Jelly Roll versus Paul on its own, or have a wrestler that needs a spotlight with one of them. Drew and Randy could have been on its own. I agree with that. I would be way more okay with this if it had been Logan Paul and Carmelo Hayes versus The Miz and Jelly Roll. That would have been an okay pair up for me. Conclusionary observation. I've never seen Chop this fired up, and I love it. Oh boy, if you missed the live stream, I was all prepared. For Gunther to lose, because I just thought that WWE was going to go that route, and then when he won, oh boy, that was a good time. I think my voice is still recovering. El Senor, this is not a hot take, but a fact that everyone can agree. We will all miss Goldberg, and WWE won't be the same without him. I disagree. I will not miss Goldberg. However, El Senor, I do see that Goldberg has a lot of fans out there. So I do acknowledge that he still has a fan base, but I am definitely not on that fan base, and I'm definitely glad he is gone. Though I am sorry for your loss. I do say that sincerely. I'm glad for my loss in that I don't have to see him again, but for your loss because you like him, I am sorry for you. Not for me. Money on Repeat says, Goldberg tapped. Did he not want to take the pin? Tapping out is a bigger stain than a pin. Gunther did not need to be put over, so what gives? Honestly, for some reason, I think in the world of wrestling, a pin is worse than a tap. To me, a tap is worse than a pin, but whatever the case is, it feels like a lot of people think that is the case. But that said, I don't think he tapped. I think he just passed out. DS Post 6ZD says, disaster show, as expected. Drew McIntyre has to put over young man Randy, who has a great future ahead of him. Yeah, I see 15 world titles in his future. No one cares about Jimmy or Jacob Fatu versus Samoan Jobbers. Congratulations on Triple H for hosting the retirement match of the only man in the world who has an ego the size of his own. -2 out of 10. Not even funny bad or the usual boring bad. Just terrible all around. DS, sounds like you might maybe go check out AEW and cleanse your palate. That might help you. I'm not saying that in a mean way, or I'm not even saying, well, if you don't like the product, don't watch. I'm just saying that in order to continue your love of the sport of wrestling, maybe it's time to check out other options and maybe come back to WWE, after SummerSlam. I don't know. Again, I'm not telling you to leave the product. I'm not telling you that. But I am saying that maybe you can find enjoyment in AEW. I don't know. Just a suggestion. Negligence is going to focus on the positives. Jimmy and Solo cooked. They went crazy. That family chemistry is real. So there you go. Someone does care about the Samoan Jobbers. Yeah, Jimmy and Solo, they had a really good match. The only thing on it was I knew Jimmy wasn't going to win, and I was basically waiting for Jacob Fatu to appear. I did like how Hikuleo helped cheat for the win. That was cool. Donatello Leonardo, I'm sorry, but the idea of Jelly Roll being able to size up and push over Logan Paul is not believable to me in the least bit. I agree. We had Logan Paul. He has fought Cody and Jay and Roman Reigns, and for him to just, get punked out by Jelly Roll doesn't make sense. Side note, it looks like reports are saying that Seth's injury was legit and he was supposed to go over LA Knight, but he made an audible to change the finish for LA to win. So props to Seth, and here's to a fast recovery. Yeah, you know what? Much respect. If Seth Rollins had just said, you know what, I can't stand up, I don't want to risk the knee anymore, call the match, okay, everybody I think would have been like, all right, Seth, that's great. Or, well, not great, but we will honor your wishes. But he got up and he got the blunt force trauma. Much respect for putting someone over on your way out. Dr. Kiloski, all in greater than Saturday night's main event. Despite the very long runtime, they delivered heavily compared to what WWE had today. I had no doubts in my mind that AEW was going to be better. In fact, Saturday's main event was only here to counter program, and I think that was a jerk move by WWE. But like in the same token, I just don't feel it's fair to compare their WrestleMania to a Saturday night's main event. But then again, WWE brought that comparison on themselves by actually counter programming. So maybe it is fair. Maybe it's hey, if you're gonna be a jerk, we can be a jerk too. So you didn't have to be on Saturday, you didn't have to be on this weekend. So now maybe the comparisons are fair. Never mind. Compare all you want. WWE should have been on this weekend. And that's a hot take for you. Goat Buggy, I think Randy Orton has sold his soul to Jelly Roll because he's overacting his butt off. Why? Like, I've never seen... The closest thing I've seen Randy Orton have to a friend was last year with Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, and he's known those guys for years. How suddenly is he like obsessed with Jelly Roll? Come up with some stupid storyline, even if it's to say that Jelly Roll one time gave his daughter an autograph and it changed her life. Give us some reason that Randy Orton is fanboying over Jelly Roll. Like, what is going on there? Does Jelly Roll have some pictures or something of Randy Orton? I don't know. Renee Bullock says, I am waiting for tomorrow and watch the women show out. Naomi and Jade plus Bianca. Can Rhea defeat Io? It's like, is Io going to get an actual match? No, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited for the Jade, Bianca, and Naomi triangle there. And we're definitely, that's SummerSlam all over. Can't wait for that to, oh no, Jade's actually in a match with Tiffany. So, Bianca versus Naomi, this must set it up. I'm there for that too. So don't forget, tonight, Evolution, we'll do that. We'll stream that as well. Chris Gutierrez, where was Jesse Ventura? I don't think they let Jesse on the mic anymore. I think he speaks his mind too freely. I love Jesse Ventura on the mic, though. He was in the beginning, and that was about it. And I feel his presence was missed. A lot of people say this PLE felt too safe. Jesse makes it feel a little unsafe, and I love that. Anthony Smurthwaite, Gunther winning wasn't enough. It should have been a squash. That would have been amazing. I would have loved that, but like even I knew that wasn't gonna happen. I'm happy for what it was. He won. That's all I care about. Kuda Tunga, my hot take is that Jimmy Uso is long overdue for a singles run. You know what's crazy is they said that was his first ever one-on-one for a singles title in WWE since he's debuted like 14, 15 years ago. He had one other chance for a singles run. It was kind of like, I think it was like a multi-man match when whoever got the pin would win the title. But this was like literally even only his second time, but his first time one-on-one. That's insane. That's insane. Complexed AEW show was longer than the first Monday back at work. I heard it was like, 6 hours? That's long. I remember when WrestleManias were like 6 to 8 hours. That was like way too long. I think the perfect big time event is, what do we got now? Is it 3 hours? I think 5. I think 4 or 5 hours is the perfect length of time for a huge PLE. But after 5, you run a risk of, no matter how good it is, fatiguing the crowd, fatiguing the audience. It's OTW. I thought the main event was an absolute banger, and if you disagree with me, you're 100% correct. It was good for what it was. It was good. Shoot, I don't think I've ever seen Goldberg last that long in a match, period, let alone his final match. Also, the match kind of made Gunther look weak for the majority of it. I think Gunther had to look weak for the majority of it because he was going to win. I think that was the purpose of it. I really liked that he was bullying Goldberg, and then he actually went out and made fun of his kid. When he made fun of his kid, I for sure thought he was going to lose. But thankfully not. Let that be a lesson to you, wrestlers. Make fun of children. Southpaw Jimmy, Sami Zayn will defeat Gunther at SummerSlam, and then Braun Breaker appears out of nowhere with the money in the bank to steal it. I wonder what they are going to do with the Money in the Bank. Wonder what they're going to do. They've I remember they thought Mr. Kennedy was injured, and so they had him lose it to Edge. But other than that, that was the only time a Money in the Bank holder was injured, and even then he wasn't even injured. It was like it was a false injury. But Seth Rollins, if he's injured, he can't even put it on the line. So where do we go from here? That'll be my next standalone video. That's not hot take related. Roman Reigns, acknowledge me. Goldberg's son will continue his beef with you. Oh my gosh. Are we about to have a generational feud here on WrestleChop? All right, Gage. Let's see if you can go more than 3 minutes. I'm willing to give Gage the benefit of the doubt. But if his dad comes back, when his dad comes back to root him on, well then, Gage, expect some booze. Arrow West, honestly, WWE needs to stop doing the celebrity stuff with the celebrity can beat up a professional wrestler. How am I supposed to take said wrestler seriously? Logan Paul's fine since he is part-time and is a celebrity wrestler, but never should a full-time professional wrestler lose to an untrained celebrity as it buries the professional. Yeah, I agree. A lot of people will tell you that WWE's been doing it forever and stuff, but no, don't listen to that. I don't care. You could be doing something wrong forever and still be wrong. It's like, I've been doing this really bad thing forever, so does that make it right? No, it doesn't. We'll see. If Jelly Roll performs. Once upon a time, I didn't think Bad Bunny, I didn't think or Logan Paul, I didn't think they would be able to perform. But if Jelly Roll comes out and performs, fine. I'll eat my words. But if he doesn't, well then I don't know, I'll just continue to have words. All right, so I am still a little under the weather, so I do want to cut this a little short today so I can do Evolution and not completely die on camera. We'll just do a couple more. We got the DM link saying the show was safe, like everyone's been saying. Hope Seth recovers quickly. Curious what they do now. All the matches were fine. I think Naomi and Jade stole the show. Not the biggest fan of Naomi, but I think her in-ring abilities have stepped up. Okay, so just a safe event. And that's fair. I think this was safe. I think it was safe. If you look at the winners, let's see, Randy Orton won. Solo Sikoa, the champion, won. Can't really judge the LA Knight match because someone got injured, so we never know who would have won. And then Gunther won, even though I was afraid Goldberg would win. Gunther won someone's retirement match. So, like, this was a safe PLE. Kate Doster videos with a hot take. I don't think people would hate the Jelly Roll angle as much if he was teaming up with Jey Uso. That is a very interesting perspective right there. You can tell Jelly loves WWE, but he can't really handle a match on his own. I would say in this day and age, because we've got such high caliber celebrities, that's one of the reasons why I am mad. I only want celebrities who can handle matches on their own. But let me focus on this Jey Uso thing. I think you are right. I actually think you are right there. Because, like, I don't want to see Randy and Drew waste a SummerSlam match on Jelly Roll or a celebrity even. But if it was Jey Uso, that would be very, very interesting. I'm not sure who Logan's partner should have been. I just know I hate Drew. They don't fit. I would say Mello. I guess that the only because I want him on TV more. Then that's true too. Drew and Logan Paul, they don't mesh together. And it's not because, we just need Drew to get booed. It's because Drew's character does not align with Logan Paul. In fact, Logan Paul is everything that Drew is against, other than the fact that they are booed and heels. Do I think it's messed up that Jelly is getting more airtime than a deserving talent? Yes, but I think the pairing works better and doesn't waste Randy and Drew. So I agree with you. Kate Doster videos, that I think Jey Uso actually would have been a better choice. I wouldn't have been in love with the idea, but I guess maybe I wouldn't have hated the idea. Because I hate the idea right now. I hate the idea of Drew and Randy being sucked into this celebrity vortex here. But Jey Uso, on the other hand, I don't know. That might not have been so bad. Yeah, Logan Paul, Carmelo Hayes, Jey Uso, Jelly Roll. I'd have been fine with that too. All right, so there you have it. Your hot takes for Saturday night's main event. Gotta go. My voice is saying stop talking. So we'll do Evolution tonight. I'll do hot takes for that. You'll probably get a Seth Rollins video in between. Sorry I'm spamming you this weekend with videos, but there's just a lot of content. WWE is, I don't know if they're feeding us good or if they're just feeding us, but either way, we're going to be full. Have a good day. See you, bye.